Good morning, all my YouTube friends. Thank you so much for all your kind comments yesterday. Look at these little things. Who in the world lets their little... I think those are papillons. What the heck? 4 papillons. These guys must be as nuts as I am. Except I keep my dogs tied up. I wouldn't let them out here on the road. You better get home, little boy. Anyway, thank you so much for all your comments. I'm headed back out. It's 77 degrees already. I'm headed back to the Cucumber. Not because I think I can repeat yesterday. You go the next day after one of those days when you find such awesome special points. You just go because you like hunting. If I find an ads today, it's going to be great. That's why I'm not really worried about my intro video here. I'm not going to last long anyway. Not at this temperature. But yeah, when I started this YouTube thing, I sure didn't expect to ever meet anybody, or just didn't expect none of this. Because you don't know it, but I'm not a people person whatsoever. I stick to my rivers and creeks and my fields and the woods. I mean, I love like the NASCAR races and Laker games, but I can never go to one of those. Large crowds freak me out. I stray away. I just don't get around lots and lots of people. The Arrowhead shows all the time. And that's why I think I connect with you all, because you're more like, not like me, but we're on the same wavelength or whatever, same tendencies. You're more like the people I'd meet out in the field or out on the riverbank. But anyway, hopefully I'm going to be able to shoot you a nice video today at some kind of points. Sun's popping up there. Hope I can find some shade. I believe I'll start right where I finished off yesterday. And once again, thank you all for watching. And hopefully I'll film something for you today. Alright, this is Richard down here at the Cucumber. I'm going to try to shed a little light on this here, kind of show you what all's going on. This fence here, when the guy with his bulldozer come up through here, Rudy seen it. And right here, this is original ground right over here. And this is right on the other side of this fence. We haven't dug this part. This is part of the house. But as the bulldozer, hey, there's Lucky Cat here. Already down here to see me. But as the bulldozer come out this way, or as the house did, this is where the bulldozer scratched off, and this is where he found the artifacts. And we found them all the way up through here. Now, of course, this was all flattened out by road, so we don't know how many house places there were. But just by knowing that there was 3 on this side of the fence, and it's almost the exact same length from here, and this saddle from this fence to there and from there to there. And we're calling this the 3rd house, the middle house. Well, it's about 40 feet across. And it's just like any other, everything in life goes away. Just like the house you live in today probably one day will be gone. All the old West houses all gone. And the same with these. These why these humps are here, because when they were abandoned, who knows why they were abandoned. They were left to better places. Maybe they got a disease. Who knows what. But regardless, over time, every place is abandoned, no matter what. So then, of course, it falls in, and when a house falls in, it always, 90% of the time, falls inward and leaves these little rises in the ground, not more than about a foot high, maybe 1.5 feet by now, 4,000 years later. And anyway, we got like I said, this was a village. It wasn't it had to be a town. Okay, so here we are, about 25 feet away from that fence post or so, and we're probably out of the house now. We are out of the house. And right down here, I would say a good 25, 30 feet from here is where I found that cache. And now you go out the house over here to the right side, and it's about 40 feet away. Over here is where the ash pit is. This is what my wife was digging in and wondering how come it was so hard. Well, from digging in the caves and stuff in the back of the caves where they dump their ashes down there that people did later, I just automatically could tell it was an ash pit. Not a fireplace. This is where they came out of their house and dumped them. Now, I don't know whether we're going to need to go farther down. I mean, we will. Because how far do you walk out from your fire pit? Because I found the fire pit about 10 steps away from the fence post. Oh, it was about right. It was somewhere about right in here from the fence post. And this is where I found the matati and the several tools. Right with the fire pit and all the rocks. And it would have been right on the edge of the house. And so, anyway, I don't know what that tells you, but right over there is the ash pit, and right down over here, I found a cache, or, you know, I call it a cache. It's an Indian made the 3 arrowheads and laid them on that little rock right there. And you can tell he was a good son of a gun. So anyway, I'm gonna go right down there and dig around where I found that cache for a little while and quit yakking, because it's gonna get hot. And hopefully I can find some, and we'll keep on figuring this cucumber out and exactly what they did. And not exactly what they did, but you know, what we think they might have done. Until later. Hey, this is Richard back from the cucumber. I called it right. I got skunk. You never can follow up on a day like yesterday and expect to get anything. But you still got to go. Alright, and here's some of these eccentrics I told a gentleman I would put on. Who knows? That's my wife found that one. She wouldn't sell it anyway. And these two guys right here, I found them the same week, about 2 miles apart. I hope you can see the colors in them. This one's pink as can be, with a little red tip. I found this one the day of the Greater St. Louis Artifact Show almost 5 years ago, 6 years ago now. That's the middle of it. You can kind of tell it just was popped out of there. And got these teeth all the way around in a circle. One of a kind of an artifact. And here's Rudy's little effigy deal he found up on the cucumber. He restored the tip for me. Of course, I'm not selling it. It's been restored. I'm keeping that one. And here's my first one. It's the black lizard. Right there, you can see where its tail used to be. Highly polished. A one of a kind. I'm not for sure, but I've never heard of anybody around here finding a black polished lizard. He is one cool artifact. And whoever had him kept him for a long time after these little breaks were there. They're polished as could be, and I got him out of an overhang. And surprisingly enough, I call that overhang lizard rock. Alright, there's some of my little effigies. I don't have many. I shall return.